What's good, y'all? So here's the truth about the so-called Lisp in Spain. So anyone who comes to Spain, you may notice right off the bat that in the specific dialect that they speak here, Spanish, where they call Castillano, they use a thing called ceseo, where, like, for example, in Colombia, we would say corazón, and over here they say corazón. Or we would say cerveza, and they would say cerveza. So when I was younger, I remember asking around, why do they have this accent? And so I heard this story that there was this king in Spain, and he had like a serious speech impediment. Like, the guy couldn't talk, he was all fucked up. So this king's royal court started imitating his speech impediment in his list to make him feel better about himself. And then that spread to, like, the aristocracy started talking like that. So then working people started hearing the aristocracy talking like this, so they started imitating it. And then it spread to the entire country, and suddenly everyone says raciones. So that's a great story, except for it's complete bullshit. There's absolutely no facts to that at all. And if you even stop and think about it logically and know anything about the history of Spain, it makes absolutely no sense. So here's the real story. So in Spain, there is many different languages. I'm not talking accents, I'm not talking dialects, I mean straight up languages like Basco, Catalan, Asturiano, Mallorquín. And back in the late 1600s, early 1700s, obviously there was all these languages, but there was also a bunch of different dialects and accents within just Castillano, within Spanish. So even a word as simple as cerveza, there would be 7 different ways to pronounce it depending on which region of Spain that you was in. So the central government decided to get together and do a rebranding of the language and create a standardized way to speak. So there was one region of Spain that used the ceseo, and the government decided this would be the easiest way to standardize all these words that are pronounced in so many different ways. So this simplified, standardized version of Castillano spread to most of the country. Although there's still places in Spain now where they don't use the ceseo or the Canary Islands, and they never made the jump to Latino America. That's why none of us talk like that. So the truth is, even calling this a lisp is not really accurate at all. It's just they use a TH sound for certain words. A lisp is an actual, like, speech impediment that you have to go to, a speech therapist to correct. For example, in US English, you would say, I'm thoroughly thankful for the thoughtful gift you gave me on Thursday. But in parts of Ireland, you would say, I'm thoroughly thankful for the thoughtful gifts you gave me on Thursday. So you can argue that in the US, they speak English with a lisp, but clearly it's not. It's just using a TH sound for certain words. I mean, all this being said though, as a Latino, you'll never hear me saying corazón. It just doesn't feel right to me, I don't know. Also, side note, the only thing that was vaguely true about that original story was that the monarchy in Spain were a bunch of inbred mutants, and we should abolish all monarchies, even today.